Welcome back to Man from the Mist. For those of you new, my name's Barry. Welcome to our latest project on the Man from the Mist channel, refurbing the bungalow. We are in the stage of not so much rewiring, but putting in new consumer units, new faces on all of the sockets and switches. The wires themselves are good. There's no need to change the wires. But we're changing the consumer unit because it's the old-fashioned fuse type. As you can see, there is no central heating in the bungalow at the minute, so we're putting all pipework in. Today's little job, we're going to run a 2.5mm cable, electric cable, from the kitchen area, under the floors, into the office area. Because I want a separate 32 amp ring circuit in that room or office for running the computers and my bits and bobs off. When I counted up at home, I think I had in excess of 20 sockets that's running my current computer system, and the NASs that's connected to it, and the routers, and all the printers and the little bits and bobs that we have keeping it together. So we have got 4 socket gangs plugged into 3 socket gangs plugged into extra sockets in the wall, which is not doing the circuit any good at all. So we thought, when we've got an opportunity, we're going to run a separate circuit into there. Now the thing is, 2.5mm can't take 32 amp. It can only take 26 amps. But if you put it in a ring, if you've got your consumer unit and you put it in a ring and then you put your sockets into that ring, it can take 32 amps, because the theory is the ampage feeds both ways and not one way. If I was just going to do it with 20 amps, then I could feed a radial circuit through into there, which is one wire from the consumer unit into there and then around the wall and not return. Well, we've got the opportunity and we've got the cable, we might as well crack on and get a 32 amp socket put in, and we know it's going to be safe. What are we using for our cable? I've got it in my safe. 2 seconds. So this is our cable, 2.5 twin and earth. We're going to run 2 strands of it through into there, into one socket, and we'll give you a quick look at that in a minute. But have you seen this? Our skip did come. We did get tidied up. We got brushed up and hoovered the dust up, trying to stop her from dragging it around the house. And it pained me to do this. All that lovely timber that was lined up there all got cut up and put in the skip as well. Didn't need it. I would have loved to be able to keep it, but I haven't got anywhere to store it at the moment. And I know it's going to happen. We're going to get halfway through this job and we're going to be buying timber that we've just put in a skip. I've got a little bit in the corner over there, and I've held that back for repairing the floors, and I'll show you why we've kept that. We've kept it for repairing the floors when we get round to that part, and also we've kept the edging for the doors, for the mouldings to go around the door frames. Right, let's have a quick look in there at the socket, and I'll show you what we're on about, where we're going to run this cable to, and what we are going to do once we get the cable to that socket. Follow me. Right, into our office, or our little storeroom as it is at the minute. But this is going to get cleaned out, isn't it? We've got the plasterers coming on the 16th and 17th. That's why I want this cable in, and then I know this room is, fingers crossed, 99% finished. But there's always something, isn't there? You'll get something done and you'll realise that, oh, I haven't done that. I just hope we haven't got to start chipping plaster back off the wall again to do things. Right, let's have a look at these sockets down here and we'll tell you our intentions for what's going on down here with the separate ring circuit we're putting in. What I've got, this is not the cable by the way, this is a short length, just a loop of cable to make sure that I could actually get it fed through the boards, down through the holes that I've created. This socket is going to be the starting socket for our new ring circuit in here for the computers. And I'm going to run it into here, into this socket. And then from this socket, it will be run through lab type conduit, you know, the white stuff with all the sockets that you just put on the face of it, you screw to the wall. So we're going to run that up the side and around the back of my desk, around the wall there, and it's going to be full of sockets coming from this 32 amp ring. The reason why I've done this is we can run 32 amp into here and it can sit here, and then we can put it around here at our leisure. If we want to turn this back into a bedroom, we've just got the white trunking to get rid of here, and we're left with one socket on here, which doesn't really matter because it'd be a bedroom anyway. That socket is 450 millimeters minimum distance from the floor, so it meets current new electrical regulations for people with impaired abilities. Apparently, because we used to have our sockets down here. If you look at the old ones in this room, the old sockets were down here. Then they brought them up. Light switches can't be any higher than 1.2. Right, let's get you set up. We might end up having to cut a hole in the floor here in order to feed the cables through. Because what I'm hoping is I can run the cables to here. The tail ends of this come through as an air wall here. The tail ends of this come through the air wall, and I'm hoping to bare the ends of that, twist them together, put a bit of insulating tape on and pull them back up. Take the capping off, feed the cables through, loop it and then send it back. That's the plan. Whether it works or not, we don't really know, do we? So as Terry says, you can plan this to the nth degree, but the instant you start, all bets are off. You just don't know what you're going to find till you open the floor up. Like, I didn't think there was an air wall here. I was hoping the air wall was going to be one board further over, which meant I could get in there and do that. But we'll see. We'll crack on and we'll get it done. So, without further ado, let's crack on. Let's show you what we've done. I've done a little bit of setting up just to save the boredom. What I've got is a set of these rods. I've got a pack of these rods. These are 3 of them. There's the rest of them there. You screw them together just like you would a set of drain rods, except they're narrower and more flexible, so you can push them across the floor. So we've inserted them here through a hole in the floor, and they go across and they run down the side of the air wall and they come out there, and the air wall's just here. Let's have a look and see if we can show you the air wall. There you go, that's the air wall. And through there, I want the cable to go through there and then down towards that back wall. So the plan is, we take the cable to the end of the rods, pull it through, take it right through the house to that end. And I know you're thinking, why don't you pull 2 cables at once? Because I haven't got 2 rolls, I've only got 1 roll. And if I unroll the roll and half it, I will end up with such an enormous twisted knot here that I would spend more time trying to sort the knot out than pulling the cables. So we'll pull one length, we'll insert it, we'll pull the second length and we'll insert it. But it's going to take that full roll, 50 meters, it's going to take full roll to get through into the garage. Okay, let's get on with it. God knows how much of that we've got. Haven't got a clue, but you can see we've got our wire here, pulled through from in here. So I'm pulling my wire off that drum under the floor to there. I'm debating now, there's another air wall right there. we're going to cross that air wall because we need to get it into that corner of the kitchen over there. So I might come diagonally through this air wall here and straight across into the kitchen, because there shouldn't be anything in between under the airflow there. I'm going to go in the kitchen and have a look. Back in a minute. Change of plan. We're going to go, hopefully, right, so you can see the air wall there and a bit of pipe work. I'm going to go down that way, along that side of the air wall, and try and fish it out over the top. Try to. If we can get that done, we can get into the next gap without having to cut a hole in the floor. And that only leaves one more wall to get through into the kitchen. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we can get this sorted out, eh? So I'm hoping that it's going to be down here and that we can catch it. I can see it. I can see it, and what we'll do, we'll get one rods. I've got a hook for the end here. It's not that far away, but it's just getting pushed offline a little bit. Of course, there's a second wire here, isn't there, that's causing a bit of a problem for her. There we go. So, we'll get that rod through there, connected onto this one. Let's go and check my roller cable. See how it's nipping. Look at that being. Right, let's go and pull again the other end, see what's going on. Would have been lovely to have a second pair of hands, wouldn't it? So we can pull this way. Okay. What we need to do now, what's that underneath the wire? That's the original circuit for the house. Tease this gently. Should be able to there it is. So now we are that side of that air wall, that wall there. We're in that gap, and there's another air wall runs here. We're going to get this through the air wall here. Under this one, because we might just be here. There we are, you see. We're there, right up against that trunking. Right, let's go in here. can see it there. Yeah. There's a bit of trunking in there, but the two pipes go over the top and down. Let's see if we can follow. Yep, we can. That was lucky, wasn't it? Right, there you go. Now that's got to go through that wall there and up to the consumer unit. So I want probably another metre pull, don't I? First cable through. All I've got to do now is do it all again. Pull the second cable through, back to that plug socket down there. And if I had a piece of string, I could have taped a piece of string to that, pulled the string through, cut the cable off and ran it back through, couldn't I? But I haven't got a ball of string. So, turn you off for a minute, or what will seem like seconds, but I'm going to run the second cable and then we'll come back when we come to feed it up into the plug socket at the bottom. Back in a minute. So I've got the two cables pulled. Just need to, I want the end of this bed I've got to try and keep these fairly slim, but I need to make sure that when I'm going to lose the mouse as it comes through the wall. It doesn't matter if we nick the internal insulation on this, because this is just the mouse. However, it's always good practice, isn't it, just to try and get things to go properly every time without cutting your fingers off. Here we go. Right. So let's strip a bit of this wire. Strip a bit of that one. Right, who's first? This one here. This one here. So let's strip a bit back off here, and if we're careful, this will be the bit that fits into the plug as well, won't it? Right. Okay, cable. Doesn't matter which one we'll put to what here at this particular moment in time. We're just looking for a secure joint. Something that if you put a bit of pressure on it, it's not going to give. However, we also wanted that small that is going to go through the hole in the boards and not get all knotted up. As I say, man, guys, don't think for 1 second that this is my attempt at an electrical connection, because it isn't. This is my attempt at mousing. The other ones, because they weren't behind an air wall, I could actually get my hand, as a joist runs right along the wall, I could get my hand behind that joist and push the cables up. Okay, now let's see if we can feed this through here. Bit of a push-pull job, innit? Up, first one in. Just pop that all the way to there. Bring that out. Now, oh man, cooking on gas. Take that loose plaster off, because if we don't, it'll just going to cause us problems in the long run. Screwdriver. These are just screwed, because these are breeze blocks, I just screw these straight into breeze blocks. Because we only need to keep this in place long enough to be able to get the plaster to set. That's it for today. I've got my cables run. I'm just going to pop the double socket. I've got a double socket fascia. I'm going to peel them wires, pop a double socket fascia on the front of that cover. Just keep it tidy, but I'll not screw it into the wall. There is no point, because the plasterers come to plaster that room, but it just keeps things neat and tidy for the moment, doesn't it? My throat's going. Right, as always, your time is greatly appreciated when you come visiting us on my new project. Next job we'll have to do is run pipe work for the central heating. Rads have come, they came this afternoon, 6 of them anyway. I haven't unboxed them, I haven't done anything with them yet. I need to work out the height of that top screw for that wall, so I can put a noggin in the wall before I put plasterboard on it. But the next job will be to run the 22 mils under here and around the corner into the ensuite area with caps on to stop any crap getting up into the ends of them. Right, thanks very much, guys. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. But remember, don't overthink it. It's only pipes and wires. Catch us in the next one. Ta-ra now.